Before you touch those scissors, I need you to sit with this for a second. A pixie cut can shave 10 years off your face, or it can add 10. Same length, same amount of hair on the floor. Completely different result. And the only thing standing between those two outcomes is whether you know these 7 mistakes before you sit in that chair. Stick around because mistake number 5 is the one almost every stylist gets wrong. And once you hear it, you will never look at your own haircut the same way again. Welcome back to Timeless Style for Women, the channel where we prove week after week that style has no expiration date. If you're new here, I talk to women who are done apologizing for their age and ready to look like the sharpest, most put-together version of themselves at 60, 70, and beyond. So if that sounds like you, stay close because today we're talking about one of the boldest choices a woman can make with her appearance, the pixie cut. Here's the truth nobody tells you before you sit in that salon chair. A pixie cut is not just a haircut. It is a complete change in how the world reads your face. There is no length left to soften a bad angle. No ponytail to hide behind on a lazy morning. No falling waves to distract from a color that doesn't quite suit you anymore. Every choice you make becomes visible. When it's done right, a pixie cut makes you look confident, sharp, and effortlessly elegant. The kind of woman people assume was born knowing how to carry herself. When it's done wrong, it can make your features look harsh, your face look tired, and honestly, it can add years faster than any wrinkle ever could. I'm not telling you this to scare you away from the cut. I'm telling you this to prepare you for it. Because once you understand these 7 mistakes, you are not just avoiding a bad haircut. You are unlocking one of the most flattering, youthful, life-changing styles available to a woman over 60. Number 1. Going too short, too fast. I understand the appeal completely. You've been dreaming about this cut for years, maybe decades. You've saved photos, you've admired it on other women, and now you finally have the nerve to walk in and say the words out loud. Cut it all off. But here is what actually happens when you go extremely short without any kind of transition. Your ears suddenly become the main feature of your face, whether you were ready for that or not. Any natural softness around your jaw disappears overnight, because there is simply nothing left to blur that line. And if your hair has thinned even slightly, which is completely normal after 60, an extremely short cut will expose every bit of that thinning instead of gently disguising it the way a little more length could. The fix here is simple, but it takes a bit of patience, which I know is hard when you're excited. Ask your stylist for a transitional pixie first, something with a little more length left on top and around the crown. This gives you room to actually see how your face responds to short hair before you commit to the closest possible crop. Think of it like test driving a car before you buy it. You would never buy a car sight unseen, so why commit to a haircut that took years to grow and could take another year to grow back without seeing how it fits you first? You can always go shorter later, and most women do. You cannot glue hair back onto your head. Let me give you a quick example because I think it makes this easier to picture. Imagine 2 women, same age, same haircut length, sitting side by side. One went straight from shoulder-length hair to the shortest possible crop in a single appointment. The other asked for a slightly longer, softer version first. 6 months later, the first woman is still growing hers out, quietly frustrated, wearing headbands to hide the awkward stage. The second woman has since gone shorter twice, each time more confidently than the last, because she actually learned what worked on her face before she committed. Same starting point. Completely different journey. That's the power of patience with this particular cut. Number 2. Ignoring your face shape completely. So many women walk into the salon holding up a photo of a celebrity's pixie cut and say, "I want this exact one." And look, there is nothing wrong with using inspiration. That's actually how most of us find our style in the first place. But that exact cut on that exact celebrity face might do absolutely nothing for your unique face shape. If you have a round face, a pixie with too much volume piled on the sides will make your face look wider, not more defined, which is usually the opposite of what you wanted. If you have a longer face, a flat top with no height or volume will make your face look even longer and more stretched out. If you have a strong, square jaw, sharp, blunt edges cut right at that line will emphasize the angle instead of softening it into something more graceful. Here's what I've noticed after watching hundreds of these transformations. The women who look the most stunning in pixie cuts are almost never the ones who chose the trendiest version they saw online. They're the ones who chose the version that was actually engineered for their bone structure. So before your next appointment, take 5 quiet minutes and figure out your face shape. round, oval, square, heart, long. It sounds like a small step, but it will completely change the conversation you have with your stylist, and it will completely change the way that final cut sits on your face. And here's a small trick that stylists use but rarely explain out loud. Hold your hair back away from your face while you're standing in front of a mirror. Then look at the outline of your face, not your features, just the outer shape. Wherever your face is widest is usually where a pixie cut needs to add a little softness, and wherever it's already soft, that's usually where the cut can afford to be a bit more structured and sharp. That one observation alone can save you from an entire appointment of guesswork. Number 3. Choosing a hair color that fights your skin tone instead of working with it. This is where things get really interesting, because a pixie cut removes a huge amount of the natural softening effect that longer hair gives your face. With less hair to frame you and catch the light, your hair color suddenly has to work overtime doing a job it never had to do before. If your color is too flat, too dark, or too harsh against your natural skin tone, it can wash you out almost instantly. And at this stage of life, when our skin tone can shift and become a little more delicate and translucent, that mismatch shows up faster than it ever did in your 30s or 40s. The women whose pixie cuts look absolutely radiant on camera, and in person almost always have some kind of warmth woven into their color. Soft highlights near the face, a gentle balayage that catches the light, a subtle bit of dimension instead of one flat block of color. It does not need to be dramatic, and it definitely does not need to be expensive or high maintenance. It just needs to bring light back up toward your face the way length used to do automatically. Now here's a quick moment before we keep going. If you're taking mental notes right now, and I really hope you are, drop a comment below telling me which one of these mistakes you're most guilty of, past or present. I read every single comment on this channel, and honestly, some of the very best haircut advice I've shared here started as a comment from someone just like you. Number 4. Skipping the maintenance conversation. This is the one nobody really wants to hear, but I have to say it anyway because leaving it out would not be doing you any favors. A pixie cut is not a set it and forget it kind of style. Longer hair can go 3, 4, even 6 weeks without a trim and still look completely intentional, sometimes even better with a little extra length. A pixie cut cannot do that. The moment it grows out, even slightly, the entire shape of the cut begins to shift, and almost never in a flattering direction. It can start looking bulky in the wrong places, lose the sharp, clean lines that made it so striking in the first place, or start covering the ears and eyebrows in a way that looks unintentional rather than styled. If you are not ready to commit to a trim roughly every 4 to 6 weeks, a pixie cut might end up frustrating you far more than it flatters you. But here's the good news, and it's genuinely good news. Once you build that rhythm with a stylist you trust, the maintenance stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like a small monthly ritual, something you actually look forward to, almost like a standing appointment with your own confidence. Number 5. Forgetting about texture. Here's exactly what I mean. Many women over 60 naturally have hair that has changed texture over the years, sometimes without them even realizing it happened. Maybe it's a bit finer than it used to be in your 30s. Maybe it's developed a slight wave or curl pattern that was never there before. A pixie cut that completely ignores your natural texture, and instead forces your hair into a shape that was really designed for straight, thick hair, will fight you every single morning of your life. You will stand in front of the mirror spending 20 minutes trying to make your hair do something it was simply never built to do. And you will walk away frustrated before your day has even started. But when a pixie cut is designed around your actual real-life texture, it becomes almost effortless to style. Fine hair can be cut with soft, disconnected layers that create the illusion of thickness and volume, without a single extra strand. Wavy hair can be shaped in a way that lets those natural waves become part of the design instead of fighting against it every day. This right here is the real difference between a haircut that controls you and a haircut that works quietly with you. And one more thing worth mentioning here because it ties directly back to color. If you're someone who colors your hair regularly to cover gray, a pixie cut actually gives you an opportunity most women never think about. Instead of covering every single strand of gray, some of the most elegant pixie cuts over 60 blend a few natural silver pieces right into the color, especially near the temples. It reads as intentional and expensive looking, rather than something you're trying to hide. It's a small shift in mindset, from covering what's changing about you to designing around it. Number 6. Underestimating the power of the right products. Short hair shows absolutely everything. Every bit of dryness at the ends, every flake of product buildup near the roots, every single strand that refuses to lay flat no matter how many times you smooth it down. With longer hair, some of these problems get quietly hidden somewhere in the length. With a pixie cut, there is nowhere left for anything to hide. But please hear me on this. This does not mean you need an entire bathroom cabinet full of expensive products. It means you need the right handful of products used the right way. A lightweight styling cream for texture and definition. A small amount of shine serum, just enough to keep things looking healthy and glossy instead of dry and dull. And if you love volume, which most women do with this cut, a texturizing spray applied right at the roots. The goal here is never to add more product. The goal is to add the right amount of exactly the right thing, so your finished cut looks polished and intentional, never overdone or heavy. One last note on products, because I get asked this constantly in the comments. You do not need to buy anything expensive to get this right. A drugstore styling cream applied to damp hair will outperform an expensive product applied the wrong way. Every single time. Technique matters far more than price tag, and once you find the small routine that works for your texture, it takes less than 5 minutes a day. And finally, mistake number 7, and honestly this might be the single most important mistake on this entire list, even more than the technical ones. Cutting your hair short but keeping an outdated attitude about what short hair actually means. I say this with so much love and respect for every woman watching. Some of us grew up in a time when short hair on an older woman was quietly seen as giving up, as settling, as the safe, invisible choice once you passed a certain age. That belief is outdated. It was never fully true even back then. And today it is genuinely costing so many women the confidence they deserve the moment they finally get this cut. A pixie cut is not about giving up on your beauty. It is about revealing it on purpose in full view. It draws attention straight to your eyes, your cheekbones, and your smile, features that so often get softened, hidden, or overshadowed when there's too much hair falling in the way. Some of the most striking, elegant, magnetic women in the entire world are wearing pixie cuts well into their 70s and 80s, and they are not doing it quietly or apologetically. It is not a step down in style. It is a step forward, but only if you let it be one. So let's bring this all together quickly, before you head off to book that appointment. Avoid going too short before you're truly ready for it. Choose the version of this cut that actually respects your face shape, not just the version that looked good on someone else. Let your color work with your skin tone instead of quietly fighting against it. Commit to the maintenance rhythm, because that consistency is what keeps this cut looking sharp instead of accidental. Cut with your natural texture, never against it. Use the right products, not simply more products. And most importantly, walk into that salon chair believing fully that this cut is going to reveal you, not hide you. If this video helped you see the pixie cut in a completely new light, do me a favor and tell me in the comments which one of these 7 mistakes you are going to avoid on your very next haircut appointment. I genuinely want to know, and I promise you I will be reading through every single response. And if you are the kind of woman who is finally ready to stop following outdated rules about age and style, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because that is exactly what this entire channel was built for. New videos come out regularly, and I would truly love to have you here for every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.